For a long time, the Philippines has had one of the lowest ages of consent in the world, set at just 12 years old. Thankfully, that has changed for the Philippines. President Rodrigo Duterte recently signed a bill that raises the minimum age of consent to 16 years of age. This course of action is meant to protect minors from sexual abuse and rape, a prevalent problem in the country. President Rodrigo Duterte. Image. AP, Free Malaysia Today, FMT. Under the bill, any adult who engages in sexual contact with minors below 16 will be committing statutory rape. The exception is if the age difference between the two parties is 3 years or less, and that the sexual activity was consensual, and neither exploitative nor abusive. The exception does not apply if one of the parties is under 13. The law applies to all genders. Why it matters. Image. Trim Nilsson, Unsplash. A collaborative study between UNICEF and the Center for Women's Resources back in 2015 revealed that 7 out of 10 rape victims in the Philippines were children. The same study also found that 1 in 5 respondents, all between 13 to 17 years of age, reported experiencing sexual violence, and that 1 in 25 respondents have experienced forced consummated sex during their childhood. With such jarring statistics, the bill will at least offer minors a legal layer of protection from sexual abuse. Age of consent around the world. Some countries do not have a fixed age of consent, such as Afghanistan, Libya, and Kuwait. In countries like these, premarital sex of any kind is not allowed. In the countries that do have a legal age of consent, which is the majority of them, the most common age of consent around the world is between 14 to 16 years old. As it stands, Nigeria has the lowest age of consent at only 11 years old. It is followed by Angola, and previously the Philippines at the age of 12. If you're looking for a little comparison, the highest age of consent in the world is 21 years old in Bahrain. Going back to the Philippines, activists have been calling for an older age of consent since the 1980s, so this bill is certainly a well-received one. It took 91 years for the law to change, but it's a victory nonetheless. As UNICEF puts it in a statement, the legislative milestone is an essential step towards fulfilling children's rights to protection from sexual violence, abuse, and exploitation. Read more life stories. Filipinos no longer have to use those ridiculous plastic motorcycle barriers. Filipino workers turn HQ into a garden to grow their own lunch. Mobile school on train tracks helps underprivileged Filipino kids get an education. Cover image sourced from Hitoshi Nomura, Unsplash and Axon, Unsplash.